What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T, and just watched Black Widow last night, actually. And while it's fresh in my mind, I'm going to talk about it and just tell you what I liked about it. Not get too much into it in a sense. I'm not going to explain every scene and everything like that. You got to get it out there. You got to make videos, you know, quick and to the point because people lose interest. That's Even I lose interest if I watch a video and the person's talking too long. It's just like unless the person can talk your ear off and do it well, keep you engaged. You got to keep them quick and simple and to the point. At least that's what I try to do. But let's move on. What an amazing film Black Widow was. A long time coming. I know. We all were anticipating it. Not only a long time in the sense of this movie being released, but the the announcement of it years ago. Like it was supposed to come out. They even approached Emily Blunt to play her, but she had commitments to another film. It was Gulliver's Travels. I don't even know what happened in that movie. I don't even think I think I heard of it, but I don't know what happened to it. I gotta look it up later on. Did it make any money? Did it get released? I mean, you know what I mean? But I think she would have been okay. But we can't think of anybody else but Scarlett Johannsen, of course. She's amazing. Really did her part well. We know that this is definitely her last appearance as Black Widow, and Florence Pugh, Yelena, is going to be taking over for the next films. But I love the cast. Of course, Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff, and then we have Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, if I remember the last name. We have Rachel Weisz as Melina and David Harbour as the Red Guardian. Alexei. And they did really well. I love their scenes together, even the family time scenes. And you find out that they're not really family, and it was all part of a Red Room thing. The kids got taken away by the Red Room to be trained as Black Widows. We see all these Black Widows training. Intricate footwork that they were doing. Like there's a line of them, right? A formation of them in the inside of a room. And they're doing these little things with their legs. They're like, like putting it over here, kicking it over here, kind of sweeping. And they're all in like sync. And I'm thinking, wow, that's like some strict ass training and some good ass like, just being in sync and everything like that. It shows how intricate their training is. Like there's no room for error. I mean, you find out that that Dreykov was the head of the whole thing. It's like he'll get rid of a bunch of them just to retain one or two, because according to him, it's like, hey, I could find many more out there. Why do I have to keep all the ones that I'm training right now? Talk about a program where it's like if you don't make it, you don't just get kicked out if you don't make it, or even if you make it, it's like you're gonna get you're gonna get, what do you call it, man, eliminated, if you will, or just removed from the program. But a lot of action, a lot of amazing fight scenes between the sisters, between Taskmaster and Natasha, between even the one with Dreykov and her, after she was able to remove the mind control that he had over her. She didn't even know. What do you do? Break the cranial nerve. And then she was able to beat his ass. The whole thing with the green vials. That you smash it and the stuff comes out, pheromones, whatever that is, and gets in your face and then removes the mind control. And she was able to do that. Well, Florence Pugh, Yelena was able to do that when Natasha was getting her ass beat by all of the Black Widows. According to Dreykov, he's like, before he walks out, he's like, kill her, but punish her, like kind of like prolong the death, prolong it. That's pretty much what he's saying. And they were beating the hell out of her. And then when they get released, removed from the mind controls, removed from them, it's like they're sorry. They're like, oh, where do we go from now? And then Yelena's like, go do what you want to do. You're free. Later on, we see them return at the end when when all is, when they're trying to get away, because here comes William Hurt, the one he's playing an FBI agent or whomever he was playing, going after Natasha, and they come back in time to be able to take those guys away. And Taskmaster, who ends up being Antonia, the daughter of Dreykov, who we all see get blown up in a building, but only her face got blown off, and she's the Taskmaster, programmed with a chip in her neck. She gets relieved of the mind control later on, and all she says is like, she's relieved. She's like, "Easy gone," talking about her father, and it's just like, wow, very powerful. Every time these guys would be relieved of it, it's just like you could see their humanity come back. They're like sorry, they're apologetic. Even the one that got killed, that fell out of the building, Natasha runs to her aid, and she's just like, "I'm sorry." The Black Widow, says that. I'm like, wow, like it's one of those things where it's just like, the control that he had, it's like they had no control over their actions. It's just like, and then when they become human, they kind of remembered being under control, right? Because I think they still do, and it's just like, but once it's completely removed, it's like they're free to just say, "Well, I'm sorry," and all that stuff, and that aspect right there was like something that I'm just like going, wow, like he's able to do that, able to program them to have things. I mean, he goes so as far as to remove their reproductive organs. Like that's what Yelena said to Alexei, because that's the reason why they have such, one of the reasons why they have so much animosity towards him and even Melina, because they know the exact thing when it comes to the whole thing was just a charade, was fake. They weren't really a family, and in the end, even though they know that they're not sisters, but then they had that really, really just amazing embrace, and really you could tell definitely they love each other as sisters. I mean, yeah, let's just say it like that. As sisters, they are sisters. You don't have to be related to be sisters. But one thing also I was like really surprised at is about the fact that the one that played Antonia, Taskmaster, was Olga Kurylenko. And I've seen her in a number of films, and I believe she was in the James Bond movies, one of the James Bond films. But very beautiful actress. But of course, in this movie, she has to have the scar and the burn thing like that. So you didn't really see how we usually see her. But what I also like about this movie is kind of like callbacks. I mean, the guy, one that plays, Rick Mason, O.T. Fugbenel, his name is, but he's the one that gave her the what do you call it? Gave her jet, because she wanted a jet the whole time, right? And he got her a helicopter. I thought I wanted a jet. I said I wanted a jet. Yeah, and gives her that, and then finally gives her a jet. In the end, and then he's like, this is after everything that's gone on, everything that's taken place, with that, after that amazing action sequence, with the whole thing of Red Room is blown up, and it's just scattering in the air, stuff like that, and stuff, and even the Yelena kind of sacrifices herself to blow it up, or and then she's blown back, and she's flying through the air through the debris. It looked funny because it's like she was flying, she was floating through, and it seems like she was avoiding. Same time she was going around the debris. I go, how did she control that? She wasn't, but and then she's going after her in the air, and she catches her, and then fall to the ground. And but it was just amazing, the fight sequence. Even the one with like Melina has the plane, and she's waiting on David Harbour to come. David Harbour, for Alexei to catch up. He gets on the plane. Hey, where's the girls? And then looks back, don't see it. And then the plane kind of falls over, and it's also her hurtling down to the ground below. And what was one of the most satisfying things, because Alexei, played by Ray Winstone, He was like thinking he got away with his soldiers, and then when you see it engulfed in flames, and then you see him being engulfed in flames, and his glasses fall off. It's like I was just like, yeah, that's pretty funny. It's pretty funny because you see his glasses kind of float out. I'm thinking, wow, satisfying because that monster was killed. Doing what he did to these girls and talking about these girls can, cause famine or starvation. He could take out a quarter of the world if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like, and they're all over the world. So that's pretty much got like almost like her, the next mission for Black Widow is to find all of them, and she actually goes to Yelena, goes go out there, and she has those vials, and find them, remove the mind control because it's all over, because he's no longer controlling them, but I guess they still have that on them, right? I guess they still have that thing where, because it's weird, because if they would have destroyed everything and they did, then then maybe the mind control would be off, but I don't know. But there's that, and then of course, like I said, she's about to go off in that jet plane, and leaving on a jet plane. Remember that song? But anyway, and then he's all, what are you gonna do? And he goes, well, I got some friends to break out of prison. So, I mean, because this was before, everything with the Endgame and Infinity War, and then of course, I was saying to myself, I'm thinking, I bet you like they're gonna show, like a show that she's gone, and then Yelena knows that she died and stuff like that, and then after the movie's done, and they're all the crazy action and the incredible, like I said, fight sequences and the action sequences and amazing acting. I love the acting with them. I love how they bonded, even though they were fighting. The family, scenes around the table, talking about the past and talking about what happened to them, knowing why they are definitely, what I call it, they just didn't want to have anything to do with Melina or with Alexei, and who could blame them, right? Those are great scenes. That's the thing you find in these films, is that they are very well acted, and I love when they put a little bit of drama in there, a lot of family stuff, a lot of just human interest or human, just showing them like not being superheroes all the time. You see the conflict, you see things that they went through, and after all that's said and done, like I said, an amazing film. I recommend it to everybody. Check it out. You got a post-credit scene, and it's actually Julia Louis-Dreyfus who returns as Valentina, and we know that she was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, recruiting people left and right, and she recruited the fake Captain America, played by Wyatt Russell, who was a spitting image of his dad. I mean, I didn't know it was him at first, and I was thinking, Wyatt Russell. Looked it up. Oh yeah, that's Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell's son. You know what I mean? So that's why just the resemblance now that when I looked at it, you know what I mean? But she returns, and she says, hey, he's like, I'm offering you a shot at the man responsible for your sister's death. She met up with Yelena, who, when I said, I bet you anything, there's going to be a scene where she, knows that her sister's dead, and then she finds, of course we see her with her dog walking, and then she's at a gravesite. See the tombstone, it says Natasha Romanoff. She's very sad. She's near tears, and she even does that one whistle, where she does a whistle, and then usually Natasha would respond with a whistle, He does that, of course, we want to hear her whistle back. And then when she's sitting down, right next to her is, like I said, was Julia Louis. Oh, did I say it? Well, I'll say it now. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who plays Valentina. And she says to her, I got your next target. And how would you like to, get a shot at taking revenge for the death, taking vengeance on someone the person who, killed your sister. Gives her the little, you know, folder, what you want. She takes it out. It's a picture of Hawkeye. And it's funny because wasn't it that Hawkeye? Because remember they were going after the Infinity Stone, and it was Natasha and it was Hawkeye, and one of them had to make a sacrifice, and Black Widow was the one that did it. She just threw herself in it, you know. So I guess, her character Valentina, she's gonna try to stir up stuff. She's definitely not on team. What do you call it? Team Avengers. So it's almost like she picks up all these misfits or people that she feels like she can mold into what she wants to. So I guess she's definitely not gonna tell her that it wasn't Hawkeye that killed her. It was like a sacrifice that Black Widow made. But let's see where that goes to. I mean, what movie? There is I believe there is a TV series that's coming up, right? That's Hawkeye, right? Yeah, so maybe that's where it's gonna go, maybe, and it's gonna lead into a movie. That's something I gotta look up. Like I always talk about it. I go, when I watch these movies, I go in as a fan of the MCU movies. I'm not a person that's so deep into the comic books or read up on all the news, like that, because I don't have time. I would love to do that, but but let's see what happens with that post-credit scene and how it connects to the Phase 4 of MCU. You definitely know that she's going to be the next Black Widow, Florence Pugh. She is going to be one that takes up the mantle from her sister as character, and then from Scarlett Johannsen as actress. So she's the next one, and I think she's a great choice. Very good actress. Had a lot of fun watching her. Amazing, just wit. I love her dialogue. I love how she even made a quip at her sister for every time she lands. She always has that superhero land where you land on your feet and your fist on the ground, your hand back, and then she's also saying you flip your hair back, and she goes, "What a poser!" Like she saw her do it, and she goes, "What a poser!" And then there was a scene where she actually went through the ceiling and she landed, and then Yelena did that very pose, and then she got up, she went ugh, and then she just walked off, and I about fell out my chair. It was so funny when she did that. But the movie is all around was just a great film. I enjoyed it. The the acting choices were great. Cast I loved everybody, even the minor characters, even the kids that played Natasha as young was great. They were great too. And I gotta tell you, man, like I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do with Florence Pugh's the Black Widow, her version now. And that's going to be something to watch. And she might be in that TV series on Hawkeye. If I'm not mistaken, I know there is, because I looked through the upcoming TV shows, and I believe that's what I remember hearing, because there's so many of them coming out. So we'll see with that. But anyway, that's my recap and thoughts on Black Widow. Long time coming, but it's great that it's finally here. So with that, as all I gotta say is thanks for stopping by. Well, that's my video, and for those of you who stopped by, checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.